Kids, may I ask you, what are the things that you're doing if you are in need or if you need some help? Are you shouting? Are you crying? Are you calling your mom or your sisters or brothers? Okay, I have another story for you, and I want you to listen about the boy who wants to have some help. What did he do or what he will do? Let's find out in the story.
The boy who shouted for help. Ben was a young boy who helped his parents by taking care of their goats. Every morning, he would bring the goats to the pasture to eat grasses. Then he would bring the goats back to the barn when they were already well fed. One day, while he was watching over the goats, some thoughts ran across his mind. What if a big mad dog suddenly attacks the goats? He asked himself. He felt scared. He thought and thought. If I ask for help, will the people come? He asked in a nervous voice. At last, when he was really scared, he thought that maybe he could try if people would really come to help. He shouted aloud, "Help! Help! There's a mad dog! Help!" In an instant, Ben saw the people coming. Some were holding sticks, some had rakes, others had long poles. "Where is the mad dog?" they asked. Ben was truly ashamed. He looked down and answered in a very tiny voice, "I am sorry, there is no dog. I just tried to find out if you would come to help." The people shook their heads and left. On the following day, Ben brought the goats to a farther place in the pasture. He sat under the tree while watching over the goats. Thoughts ran across his mind once again. What if a big snake appears and bites him? He thought. At last, he got so scared that he thought the idea was real. He shouted at the top of his voice, "Help! Help! There's a big snake! Help!" Soon people came, their bolos and with their big poles. "Where is the snake?" they asked. Ben felt very guilty. He looked down on his feet and said meekly, "I am very sorry, there is no snake." The people shook their heads and left. After a week, Ben brought the goats farther away, almost near the edge of the river. He told himself that he would be very careful not to think of scary stories anymore. He would just look after the goats and bring them home later. But while he was sitting on the branch of the tree, he saw a greenish brown thing at the edge of the bunk. He stared at it for a while. It looked like a stone, he thought. No, it looked like a creature, he told himself, and he looked at the stone curiously. At that time, the goats were getting closer and closer to the strange piece of stone. And then, when one little goat was very close, the strange thing opened its mouth and snap! It swallowed one whole goat in one gulp. Ben almost fell from the tree. He shouted, "Help! Help! There's an alligator here! Help!" The people heard Ben's shouts, but they only looked at the direction from where the shouts came. They shook their heads and continued with their work.
Now, kids, why did the boy call for a help for the first time? Can you answer now? Yes, I'm sure you can answer because I know that you listened to the story. And I'll give you some questions about the story.